Hey YouTube, we're going to do a quick video for a Facebook groups page, Cushman Trucksters, on my 1955 Cushman Truckster. This is still very much a project that I'm working on. But like everything with 100 projects like I have going on at all times, it's not currently on the list. It's not a current project, but here it is. A person that is trying to hook up an ignition switch and key, and I have done this one a little different than the factory wired it. Certainly not finished with the wiring. But I do have this functioning. What I have done is put a regular off-the-shelf ignition switch, like you might find at Napa or something. It's probably like $12 or something. It's a 2-position. No, it is a 3. So there's an accessory position that isn't used right now. An on. Whoops, excuse me. Accessory position I'm not using. That's an off. That is on. And then it has a spring return start position. So that would be off right there. So what these Cushmans use, and a lot of small engines use to kill the engine and to allow it to restart, is they ground the ignition system, where they ground the magneto. And to start this engine, you want to use 12-volt power to the solenoid. So it's kind of backwards. It's pretty hard to do that in one switch. So what I did is put a relay in, just a regular, normally open, normally closed 12-volt coil relay in to switch the ground. So I'm using 12-volt power to switch the ground. So for the purposes of this quick demonstration, I just threw a jumper box in. I don't currently have a battery mounted, so we'll turn the jumper box on. The big cables obviously are for the starter, and the 2 little wires, just a black for ground and a red for hot, are just effectively connected to the posts of the battery. That'll make things function for today. So right now the ignition switch is in the off position, and the relay is in the unenergized position. So what I used was, you can see here on the diagram on the relay, if I get my finger in there, is a normally closed contact. So to kill the engine, one side of the normally closed contact is this ground wire that we just looked at. The other side of the normally closed contact grounds your ignition. In the off position or de-energized position, those contacts are closed. Ignition is grounded. It won't run. Now I'm going to hold the camera close to the relay and turn the switch on, and you should be able to hear it click. Try again. You heard it click. So now what it's done is opened that relay. The ignition is no longer grounded, and it will be allowed to run. And from here, it's as simple as turn the ignition key to the start position, and I'll have 12 volts coming up to the starter solenoid, which is this post here. So we have battery power on one side of the solenoid. It really doesn't matter which side. And the other to the starter, and we're just trying to pull in this solenoid. This is a regular Ford type starter solenoid. I wonder if this thing's in neutral, if it'll roll on me. But anyway, we'll kick the starter just for a second. It won't run. It hasn't run in quite a while. So anyway, cranks over just by turning the key to the start position, and then return to the run position, again where the contact, remember that relay is now energized, so what is normally closed is now open. It would allow it to run. If I now say it started and is running right now, then to shut it off, you simply turn off the key, and that relay will return to its closed state and kill the ignition or ground out the ignition system. So the magneto is dead. Click. And it's just that simple. When I'm all said and done with this thing, I'll find a little better place to mount the relay. I haven't even figured out where I'm going to mount the battery yet, but for another day. This thing does run and drive. I don't have the rear brakes sorted out yet, and needs a lot of other stuff, and it's become a place to gather garbage. It's not really garbage, it's useful stuff. So that's real quick for those that wanted to understand how I wired that key. It works very good. It's very easy. That's what way everybody likes to or expects a vehicle to start, run, and shut off. I could go ahead and hook up the accessory side if I wanted something more to operate in the accessory mode. As I get looking at lights and so forth on these, I know they have there are like little generators in on the flywheel on that motor that runs lights and things, but I think there's also an upgrade where you can put a 12-volt charging stator in there and be able to run 12-volt lights, charge a battery, etc. Just haven't figured all that out yet for another day. So there you go. That's the 55 Truckster. That's my start circuit. I hope that was helpful. Please like and subscribe, and we'll put out another video.